I finished The Office, and my agents called me and they're like, "We want you to read this TV pilot." And I was like, "You're insane! I just did 202 episodes of television over 10 years. It's the last thing I want to do." And they're like, "We know. Just do us this favor, just read it." And they had this kind of tone in their voice that was like a little different, and I was like, So I read it, and I was like, "Oh, darn it! They're pulling me back in to television." I really wanted to just take a nice, long vacation and do some indie films that no one would ever watch. But I really fell in love with the character, and he is so fascinating and interesting, and so many facets and so much texture that I knew it was going to be something that I would love to dive into. I'd never played a character like this before. I mean, he's the lead, and he drives scenes and drives episodes and stuff, which is an interesting challenge just by itself. Dwight was always driving the B plot or something like that, and doing the comic antics on the side. But, and then, he's got heart, and there's romance, not Hart Hansen, no pun intended. There's romance and a dark underbelly and humor, and plus I'd always wanted to play a cop. I was a little intimidated. I was like, how am I going to be a convincing cop? But then I realized, well, I don't need to be a convincing cop. I can just be a schlubby, weird doofus cop like myself. And so I was really excited to take on the challenge.
Now, Chris said that he was watching you work on the pilot, and he felt like you were killing Dwight when you were acting. Does that sound sort of familiar in your mind as something that sounds right, I guess?
Well, it's interesting. I kind of stumbled into doing comedy television. That was never really my thing. I started doing theater, and I would do Shakespeare and Eugene O'Neill and all kinds of stuff besides doing comedy. And then I came to LA, and kind of playing quirky, more comedic characters seemed to be my way in. And I'll always play quirky, offbeat characters, but killing Dwight, I would never want to kill Dwight, but to get an opportunity to just explore a character that's in a whole bunch, just a completely different range of colors, has been really freeing. And I know that most people are going to be like, "Oh, it's Dwight as a cop," and that's what they're going to say. I'm like, "Oh, it's Dwight," or it's going to be like, "Oh, that guy's always going to be Dwight. He can't play a cop." But I'm excited for the challenge. I think Backstrom would just shoot him in the face.
So then he would be killing Dwight.
Yeah, literally. Then the killing of Dwight begins. He'd just be like, "Is this weirdo?" Bam! I mean, Backstrom's not very Charles Bronson, but I think with someone like Dwight, he would. Backstrom always does this thing where he says, "I'm you," where he kind of goes into the psyche of the other person. He's like, "I'm you. Paper salesman and beet farmer with the worst haircut imaginable." Be something like that.
We've heard a lot about the relationship between Backstrom and Valentine. What do you find rewarding about that relationship that you don't really find in any other part of the series?
Well, the relationship with Valentine, a great deal of humor and personality gets to come out. It's not a part of the procedure usually of the solving the crime. It's their roommates. It's just such an original character. I mean, a flaming gay fence/thief/hustler roommate, best friend, is really unique and super fun. And Thomas Dekker just kills it. He's so amazing. He's such a great actor. He's been acting since he was in the womb. I think he was in utero actor. So a lot more emotional colors. And it's like Backstrom is so prickly and self-hating and closed off but Valentine is someone that he loves. He just loves this guy, and yet he can't stand him at the same time. So, again, really interesting colors to play.
What can you